Hey folks, it's Sam Jacobs. Welcome back to the Sales Hacker Podcast. You're listening to Friday Fundamentals. We've got this week's guest on the show, the founder of Alternate Route Consulting. Her name's Jessica Wilkeyson, and she's going to talk to us about the top ways that you can streamline your tech stack in a difficult economic environment, which is obviously what a lot of us are currently in. So let's talk about that. Before we get there, we want to thank our sponsor. Friday Fundamentals is brought to you by Outreach. Outreach triples the productivity of sales teams and empowers them to drive predictable and measurable revenue growth. By prioritizing the right activities and scaling customer engagement with intelligent automation, Outreach makes customer-facing teams more effective and improves visibility into what really drives results. Now, without further ado, Jess, it's a difficult time. What are the top 3 ways we can think of to streamline our technology stack and as a consequence, our productivity in an era of freezing or declining budgets?
Yeah, heavy topic. So I think the first thing you want to do is, before making any immediate cuts, is define what your priorities are right now, and make sure that and maybe even map your tech stack to those current business priorities and motions that your functional teams are enacting. If you identify that a tool doesn't fit, then kind of put them on the side. Don't rip and replace anything without understanding what else it might affect across all of your systems, because you could end up losing a lot of speed and time by making a rash decision. So it's kind of like, that was my third recommendation, but I want to warn everyone about that first. And then in addition to that, I think you can look for duplication of features across platforms. Determine, of the features that are either duplicated or not, what are the ones that you need to have, and what are the ones that are nice to have? And when you figure out the features that are need versus nice, maybe there's a single platform that will get you 80% of the way there for the time being. And another way to do that is to request usage and adoption reports and optimization suggestions from your vendors. Once you have all of that information together, again, go back to step number 1, which is to look at your business priorities and align your stack to those priorities, and then make a plan for how you're going to remove certain systems before actually doing it.
Makes sense. So if I'm hearing you correctly, first thing you want to do is understand your business priorities. Second is map out what are all the tools that you're using and what are the capabilities and features that they have. The third step would be look for duplication of effort, and ones that are duplicative and not aligned with your business priorities. Those are tools that you can consider removing. Does that sound correct?
Yes, as long as the tools you consider removing are not going to have a massive effect or pose a massive risk to your stack. So once you figure out that list that you can consider removing, what you need to do is understand how they interact with the tools that you're keeping, and make sure that you've got a plan in place for any issues that might arise. Because the one thing we don't want to lose right now is time and speed.
Yeah, makes sense. Jess, if folks are out there listening and they want to get in touch with you, remind us of contact information.
Sure. LinkedIn, Jessica Wilkeyson Michael on LinkedIn, I guess. And email JESS@ALTEROUTE.co, jess@alternateroute.co. And if you're in Revenue Collective, feel free to Slack me.
Wonderful. If folks want to reach out to me, they can. LinkedIn.com/Sam F. Jacobs. Thanks so much for listening to the show. And thanks to our sponsor, of course, Outreach. Outreach triples the productivity of sales teams and empowers them to drive predictable and measurable revenue growth. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you next time.